What do we have here? So this crypto, eh? Hmm. Well, oh, this one's quite cheap. Hmm. What's $1? I've heard of something going from $1 up to 15 or maybe even 20. Should I buy this? Oh, wait a minute. Bitcoin. That's cheap. It, also Bitcoin. That's really, really cheap. Which idiot's going to buy this? Oh my god. 14 cents. And this one that I really like the look of up here was 28 cents. This is this is a deal. I think I'm going to buy skrillions of these. And that, I think, is how people often buy cryptocurrencies, right? Now, what you need to do is this is a 101 lesson here. Just for people who maybe have thought about trading before, or just thought about hodling and getting on board and taking their savings out of the old world that's steadily collapsing. So you can see here circulating supply. So for every single currency, well, they're a little bit different, but some of them show you the full supply they can ever be produced. So for a mineable currency like Bitcoin, it says mineable here, and it also has an asterisk next to the name when you're looking through CoinMarketCap. You see there, asterisk asterisk if it's not mineable. So for the most part, unless it's something really good like Link that I bought at 150, thank you very much, it will be usually a shitcoin, right? Some very strong projects are still shitcoins, but in the case of Chainlink, it's a project that uses oracles to bring together different connection of different systems. So it's an integration platform, if you like, and this is why it will do very well because it's aimed at the DeFi market, right? And this is why I've watched this come up from, I don't know, I think it was something like 80 or 100 when I first bought it. It might have even been lower than that, but I did it because it got listed on crypto.com, so I bought it there. In the case of Cardano, very similar because it aims to have a lot of what the functionality that Chainlink has. They're building a lot of connectors to like the Ethereum network, which most coins are built upon. Funny enough, about the 5,000 coins that are on CoinMarketCap, most of them are actually built on Ethereum. That might change in the future because we've seen Netscape Navigator get taken out by Internet Explorer, then Chrome come along. So the same thing will happen in the crypto space and has been happening over the last few years. We've seen a lot of coins come and go, like Feather Coin is probably still around. Let me just check. But it's that was one of the main ones back in the day. For some reason, I can't go back. That's really annoying. Let me just look. Fed. Oh, there you go. See, it's not even listed anymore. Well, so there you go. Feather Coin is no longer listed, but it was one of the main ones. So when I bought Litecoin years ago, about maybe a year after, no, 2 years after Bitcoin, 2013, I bought that, I think. It was, Feathercoin was one of the big coins out then. People would accept, a lot of YouTubers, like Stefan Molyneux, for example, he was accepting payment in Feathercoin. I mean, donations. So, that's that. They will come, they will go. You have to be very careful. Something I was talking about with a trading friend of mine today was Nano, because he has a lot of technical analysis skills and I don't. So when you look at coins, you often look at them to say, where was it? Where was it on its high? You know what? They've got another bloody name for Nano in the back end. It used to be called Ray Blocks, and they changed its ticker code. I think. I thought they changed it to Nano. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's on a low at the moment, but it's still not a good buy point because it hasn't got a lot of accumulation and volume. That means a lot of trading going on, which So there'll be certain patterns that show you, oh, it's at a low point right now, but it's ready to explode. And these are the kind of things, right? It's talking about the amount of volume coming in and out, so that liquidity on exchanges, that kind of thing. So there's quite a few things to consider when you're just buying to hodl or trade. Because there's no point. Here's one thing though: if something is in the top 100 right now, no matter what, even if you buy some fucking garbage, like me and my friend both bought Ontology, and it kind of went a little bit nowhere, but you see it's going a wee bit up here. Most of them will hold if they're in the top 100, unless you've been sliding down the last few weeks into a death spiral, which I don't think any of them that are remaining on the top 100 are. You should do pretty well. Digibytes has come from way down the list, about number 60 odd, and just shot up here in the last few weeks. Of course, I mean, I think the gains made by Chainlink have been insane. Again, I don't want to go too. I never went too heavy into Chainlink because it's not a mineable currency. It's just more like a share. That's what I was going to get to say before, actually. If it has an asterisk next to it, you're basically buying a share. In some ways, it's produced for free, as opposed to you have to mine it, spend electricity and hardware mining it. So that's more like a currency, right? But when you have something that is produced for free, in the case of every single unmineable token, they don't cost anything to produce. And the kind of exception is when they create a new kind of blockchain on their own, they have got development costs. So Nano is one of those ones, for example. Digibyte also, and so is and same as Cardano. Actually, Cardano is probably the best example, because it's a third generation blockchain, which is there's only two of those around. That's EOS and Cardano, and EOS doesn't seem to be doing that well. EOS is it had a lot of excitement around it, dropped off. But you see how EOS is. It's just a normal printed token, or a proof of stake token. Actually, I don't even know if they actually have staking. Oh, they do. That's right. I looked at one at their wallet and it has got staking. So I actually bought one that's way down the list called Telos, which operates dApps on the EOS network. And I actually have a lot more hope for that than I do for EOS, because of the way they've kind of structured how you will get rewards if you're an EOS holder. So I think it's got probably a long more way to go than EOS has, but this could have a resurgence, could still do pretty well. But if Cardano really delivers and the coding's as clean as a lot of programmers say it is, this Tether will disappear at some stage when the US dollar crashes. And that won't happen until all the other currencies have crashed first, because the US dollar will effectively boom when the other currencies are crashing. As the other currencies are crashing, people will sell into the US dollar because it will be seen as a safe haven currency. Not a safe haven asset, that'll be gold and Bitcoin. Possibly even houses, even though they will go down when the property crash happens. It's really hard to predict how far property will crash, because you need to remember that the reason property prices are so damn high in the first place is because the fake economy of money pumping into the markets so the banks could take out loans and make money off you all, right? So depending on where you live in the world, like you live in London, is a very good chance when especially when people don't want to live in a city because of the pandemic, you release a virus to basically hollow out the cities, so the rich people can come back in again, buy them at pennies on the dollars, and then the whole cycle repeats again. And they attract people in with whatever it might be, and then everyone starts paying overinflated prices. Then the rich take their loot, bugger off, and then just wait until they create a new event, which then makes the market crash again. Repeat, rinse and repeat. And the same thing happens on a daily basis in these markets, by the way. And that's why you're just kind of better to hodl, not even trade. Right, so what was I talking about again? So yeah, these this will probably end up crashing to nowhere, and I would confidently say that Cardano will end up in third place or fourth place within the next year. And I would even go further to say, if the adoption uptake is good enough, is fairly, let's say it gets traction quite quickly, you get a lot of people putting their smart contracts on that and then you also get people using it for third gen kind of stuff like fast applications. If that happens, even if sharding's already working from Ethereum, which aims to speed up Ethereum to I think it's a million transactions a second. Even if that happens, because the it's not as clean to develop on, you will still probably see, as long as Cardano gets traction, you will still probably see it insert itself above Ethereum at some stage. And Ethereum could for a short while in the next few years. Look at it right now. It's basically 1/5 the market cap of Bitcoin. That could actually go up and come near Bitcoin's market cap. I don't think it'll ever overtake it. A lot of people think it will overtake it. I don't really see that happening. Even the thing that will make it come close to it, though, is not just decentralized finance. DeFi will give it a massive boost because people need to be using Ethereum. All these DeFi projects like Chainlink, for example, when it brings other projects together, what will be happening is you have to those transactions for those currencies are on the Ethereum network. Same as with in 2017 with all these ICOs. Transactions to move these ICOs around, these ICO coins around, need to be done on the Ethereum platform. Therefore, the gas gets paid by Ethereum, which is the way that you pay for transactions to be executed. So that'll give it a big massive boost, and so will the growth in business overall, and the move of people to cryptocurrency, although that will also give similar growth to Bitcoin. But I think overall you will see Bitcoin stay in the top spot because of the fact that you can integrate different blockchains together. That includes Bitcoin. So if you want to do some payment network, it doesn't mean that just because Bitcoin's not fast enough you can't use it. You can use it on a side chain, for example, Lightning Network, that is integrated with Bitcoin, and SegWit that was integrated quite a long time ago. That's not really, I won't get into it. Anyway, so let me think. Yeah. As far as Chainlink continuing on, I really do think this is a bit overhyped. This price, even though I'm a Chainlink owner, it doesn't actually deserve to be at this already. It's a bit ridiculous. And you just look at the supply here, and I think that's not the only supply. 350 million. There's 21 million Bitcoin, just to put it in perspective. So when I was doing that little jokey thing at the start, showing the prices of things, you need to multiply. You need to look at the market cap overall, and the likelihood of that project having a market cap that rivals those above it. And I don't just mean Bitcoin and Ethereum. I mean everything that's above it. What are the chances of it rivaling them? That's what you're looking for growth if you want to buy something to eventually buy more Bitcoin or Ethereum. And I would say Cardano and Digibyte as well, because they're more groundbreaking blockchains. Obviously, Digibyte's been around for a long time, but Digibyte's the king of decentralization, I would say, as far as true decentralization. Bitcoin tends to have a lot of massive whale. I mean, of course, every currency has whales that own shed loads of them. But as far as the distribution of the coin overall, when you look at the number of wallets and the amount in these wallets, it seems. Besides that, it also has a strong community. Of course, Bitcoin does too. And of course, most of the coins in the top 100 have got a strong community. But I mean, the community is very vibrant and alive. And as far as when I say community, I'm talking about this is a properly decentralized project. Let me just bring up Digibyte now, because I've been speaking about this for quite a long time. 30 something, I think. Dash is slipping quite a bit, but there you go, 35. Oh, thank you, CoinMarketCap. It's just strange. It's just, yeah, it's my fault, not yours. All right. Well, I can't really. Oh yeah, here you go. I've got it. Here's one I opened earlier. All right. So you look at Digibyte. It's had big spikes back 2017, 2018. It will probably return there and look. I mean, I have been telling people to buy this for a long time, since probably there, and there, and there, and there. But yeah, you can see it's taken a big resurgence right up, and it's probably got a long way to go, I'd say. And it's got longevity behind it. It's been around for a hell of a long time. Look at that, 2014, probably even, yeah, 2014, start of 2014, that is. So yes, the community, it's not just a community of people holding it, it's a community of people developing on it. It has 5 different algorithms, which means you can mine it with an ASIC miner or a GPU miner or a CPU miner, right? Now, there's no other, as far as the mining, the decentralization is concerned, there's no other currency that allows that level of freedom to partake in the whole, to be a node, to be transacting the currency and mining it. Okay, so that's the strength behind Digibyte as a currency. I think it's got a lot going for it, and I think it will keep on pumping. Downside is that because they're decentralized and they haven't got a single entity behind it, you won't see marketing. Marketing just comes from the community. That's actually a good thing. So as far as pure crypto is concerned, this is kind of what a friend of mine actually said. He was telling me about. Basically, he said that this is the one that solved most of the problems the main problems that Satoshi had already foreseen with Bitcoin. So it's funny how you see many people, like I just seen a group on Nano the other day talking about it was what Bitcoin was supposed to be. No, it's not, because it's not mineable. Means it produced it for free, unless it was evenly distributed between every human being on Earth. Then I don't think it is what Bitcoin was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be produced at free, because that makes it fiat currency, the same as a US dollar. It's produced at no cost, right? Except for the cost of the paper. So, yep, keep your eye on Digibyte, keep your eye on Chainlink. As I said, I wouldn't go too heavy into Chainlink when it's this high, but I do think it will probably go up to $20 quite easily. And you know what? In the height of the bull run, it will probably go a lot higher than that. Where is the main page with my? It's so annoying. Here's some things that will happen every now and then. You'll find a currency you think is good, and it'll, if you go to market pairs, it'll tell you it has market pairs somewhere, only to not exist on there. So in the case of this one here, I was thinking, this might be actually a bloody good buy, and I bet you it will be, because when I can't buy currencies I want to buy, they always end up taking off like tenfold. But that's just life. You go into market pairs here and it tells you that it's available, and oh, look at that, where is it? Bittrex. There you go. OKX on Bittrex, and lo and behold, I have a, what's it called? I have a Bittrex account where I have a Bittrex account. There you go. So no, it's not available in there, as we can see on here. We just go, what is it going? Orchid. Or no, they've got a wallet, but they don't actually have trading. So this is the kind of crap that will happen to you on the when you're buying and trading. Now, of course, these platforms I'm showing you are trading platforms. So you have to kind of own crypto. In most cases, you need to own crypto first. Or even if you were to buy on those platforms, you wouldn't really want to buy on there. You want to buy on something like Coinbase, or actually probably more likely crypto.com. Or even local bitcoins. Now, the other, as I was saying before, these unminable tokens, they often represent a kind of share value of something in some ways. They're often they're usually a utility token on that network. So in the case of Energy Web Token, for example, it will be used as the currency on the network for power stations and all sorts of stuff. That's a good one to buy, by the way. EWT. Actually, I own some of it here. I bought a little bit of it. Where is it again? And I bought 0.1 Bitcoin of it. And you can see how you can make easy gains in this. You see that? So sometimes you just throw a spear at something, and it comes good. And that just more than. Oh yes, right. I sold some of it. Yeah. So that's gone up threefold since I first bought it, not twofold. That's pretty good. All right. So yeah, that's right. When you have something like that, and you even if you're not trading, you're just sitting on a platform like Coinbase, what you should do is take profit. I don't do it enough. And oh, here we go. Back to my screen. Another thing you might want to do when the coin market cap is down is use Zilliqa. I mean use CoinGecko. or on-chain FX, or WorldCoin Index. There's a whole bunch of other ones. You don't have to be stuck using CoinMarketCap.com, especially when it's crapping itself like this one is here. Cadena, another project I think will do quite well. Here's an example I was going to show you. Total supply, circulating supply. So you need to be a little bit careful when you try to buy these into some projects, because the circulating supply, some coins won't show a max supply. That's concerning. Even this Tezos one, a kind of competitor to, oh god, I can't put my head around it now. The competitor coins, this one, but you know, this one should do pretty well. Probably more competitive to Cardano in some ways, I suppose. But no max supply. Now, if there's no max supply, it means that you can't tell how many they might print out of thin air. So you see that? They show you the total supply. They don't show you max supply. This is also concerning. Even though I'm going to buy some of this. 50 million total supply, and there's only 5 million out there. Unless they've burned 45 million, I would call that of great concern. Because what it means is when you've got some great action and the price is going up and up and up, and you're going, yay, oh my god, to the moon! And then out of nowhere, someone dumps another 5 million coins on the, sorry, 5 billion coins. Again, the number of supply doesn't matter. If it was 50 trillion, then this USD value would just be a few decimal places down. You would still, for your money, buy just 3 zeros more worth of the same coin. So that's what I was on about at the start. This is meaningless. This price here is meaningless. All that really matters is how much BTC is it worth, and how much BTC will it gain in value, or is it likely to gain in value? Or you can see what's its market cap, and is it worth buying in now at this rate? In the case of Hedera Hashgraph, I think it would be, because you've got Google and all sorts of companies behind this one. Let's go and check it out. There you go, Deutsche Telekom, Boeing, but they're in trouble. Nomura, yeah, some big companies in here, Wipro. So, you know, that's probably a good horse to back for one of these kind of share ones, these unminable tokens, because it's under 1 billion. And that's how pretty much how simple it is with these things. If you you know, if you're checking through, and of course there's a lot better opportunities to be found that are lower than rank 54, but then you're taking a lot higher risk, and it's usually more difficult to find where they're listed on. So yeah, that's a little bit of a crash course in buying and how you kind of select things. And when you're going to buy, unless you want to learn how to do technical analysis, or if you use TradingView, for example, you can have, when you get to know how to use this, or if you buy things that are indicators, it can tell you things. So for example, in this one here, this is Stellar Lumens. I was just checking the price out to see if it's worth a wee scalp, and you see that there shows a trigger wave. This is called an oscillator, downwards action here, and in combination with these red lines, which mean overbought, or when they change to green, it's oversold, which usually means you'll end up spiking up in price again, which it has here, and then, oh yeah, this oscillator comes up and down, and based upon that, this is your price here. This is an indicator from CryptoFace called Market Cipher. So all these little symbols here mean things like that's going to be, it's a bearish divergence, and let me see, they've got blood diamonds and all sorts of stuff that they all mean different things, but they all can be indicators where it might be a good time to buy. Of course, you need to change the time frame. This is on a 1 minute time frame. You'll see the oscillations will change a lot more when you go into the 1 hour time frame. And you should always, if you start using TradingView, look between the 1 hour is very important to the 4 hours is very important. But if you're scalping short term, yeah, in the 1 minute, 2 minute. But if you're buying longer term, it's more important to look at the 1 hour to the 4 hour charts. And if you can bring in an oscillator like this in, when you see these big dips coming down, that's when you buy. doesn't guarantee you're going to do well. Continue to slip, you see. Now, that there, this red part here versus this green, this is money flow. Positive money flow, negative money flow. So you see how they oscillate up and down the same way. Well, it has a direct correlation with what's happening here. So even though that was a trigger wave there saying buy, the thing is, this is fairly reliable, this indicator. And even when you buy at that, look at where the rate was before. It still probably is a good buy point. You can't start looking at a graph and thinking, oh, well, oh, it's going downwards. Because just as fast as it started going down, it will go up again. And if you really count the Satoshis on the side here, let's see this 388 versus, 888 versus 894, sorry, or is it? Yeah, 843. It's not really that much percentage, you know what I mean? So sometimes if you hold on to buy at a lower price, it just turns around on you and then you're chasing a bull. And it's often not worth it. Especially if you're gonna get into hodl for a long time, just get in, you know. Get in, of course, you know, within reason. You know, if a pump has just started, let me think. Actually, Chainline might be a good idea to look at. Link. 1 second. LINK. All right, there you go. So link USD on the Gemini, whatever, Kraken. So look at that. Now, generally, you would not want to be buying. See here, when it's gone straight up, you wouldn't want to buy there. But look what happens. Correction. Now, when a correction happens and it stays stable, it will usually pump again. Oh, look, it has pumped again. So this could keep doing that as long as it goes up in steps. But when something goes parabolic upwards, you're buying into a crash. And you can see countless examples of this. So yeah, just be careful when you're buying something for the first time. Do bother to go to tradingview.com or CoinMarketCap and look at the activity in the last few days. Don't just buy the news or you will get wrecked. Especially if you're very emotional. Because, for example, let's say you bought this and you're very inexperienced and you bought Chainlink when it got up to about $12 the other week. And then it went down to 10.75 and you think, oh, that's all over, it's all gone now. And you would sell there and then look at it, just recovered again. This is how suckers get, newbies get basically suckered into buying in and selling out, buying high and selling low, right? Simple as that. Your emotions get played with and before you know it, you're wrecked. Yeah,